friends, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're gonna do some decorating in some red, white, and blue for the 4th of July. Before we get started, I'm gonna tidy up the dining room just a little bit, and then you're gonna see me put some touches of patriotic things here and there. So if you're ready for it, grab your favorite drink and let's get started. So I'm going to clean and refresh just the dining room area here today before I start decorating for the 4th of July. I do have my mic hooked up today just because I'm going to be in different places, and where we have tall ceilings it kind of gets echoey, so I'm hoping to cut down on that. I'm just going to start here with just dusting like the curtain rod up here and the windows, and then I'm going to clean. And I dust all the time, and I feel like everything is always so dusty. And I dust everything, like the baseboards, everything. I'm getting ready to do a little 4th of July decorating. I don't do a lot of 4th of July stuff. I do have some, but I don't have a ton. I tend to add a piece or two every year. But the most decoration that I do is usually here in the dining room, and I do maybe just a tiny piece or two here or there, like in the kitchen, which is right next to me here. And then I do a little bit on the front porch with the wreaths. I don't have a ton of 4th of July stuff. The best time to get decor for any season is on clearance after the season is over. My husband is outside mowing right here, so I'm sorry if you can hear the mower. It is what it is. But I'm going to use this to clean the windows with. This is my favorite glass cleaner. Now I'm just going to dust a little. And I have some decor. I've moved a lot of it just to be getting ready for 4th of July. Just for the 4th of July decoration. So I've got decorations. I've just moved it. I just use good old pledge to do the table. I've had this in the middle of my table and had my plan on it. Well, just different things. I can't remember where I got this at. Well, maybe, here we go. I got it at Hobby Lobby. But I've had it for a long time, so I don't know that they still have these. But I usually just keep it in the middle of my table and put a plant or something on it. Right now I have a plant. And here's the plant that I've got. I don't remember the name of this, but the leaves get pretty big and it's got all this new growth. And I've not had it for a long time, and I only water this thing like every other week. So, and it's supposed to be like good for air purification, like for your home. And I just keep it, I've got it in another little bucket here that's actually got some things on it where you can hang it from the ceiling, but I just got them tucked down in there. And then I've just got it in this, and like I said, I water it about every other week, but I keep it on my table. There's what I've got on my table for now. You can see all some of my 4th of July stuff back here on the island, and some cleaning stuff. I'll go over that later. On to it's like a buffet station. So we've had this for a while, and it's, you probably can't tell on the camera, but it's pretty large. I've actually thought about moving it somewhere and putting it in another area and putting something smaller here, because I would love to turn my table this way, like this way instead of this way, and I can't do that because of the buffet. I mean, this has worked out since we've been living here, but I have pondered turning it around and taking this out completely. But I love to decorate it, so I guess I'm going to keep it. And it's good storage. Like, we got all these little places here for storage, so I'm going to go ahead and clean this off. Little picture of Callan when he was at Vacation Bible School. I keep it up here. This is when he gave his heart to the Lord, and they took a picture of him, and we just keep it up there as a reminder. A sweet friend gave me this runner a while back, and I ended up, she gave it to me for my table, and then I ended up putting it here. And then on the buffet, I always keep this white cake stand. And I keep this on here usually. And I haven't even took the sticker off of it because I've always got something sitting there and you can't see it. So I usually keep this little sitting there. It's like a little mini, like you could put muffins or cookies in there, and then, but I've just got like a little piece of greenery in there. That's what I have there for now. Do you, let me know in the comments, do you decorate for the 4th of July? And if you do, tell me if you go all out and decorate your whole house, or if you just do certain areas. Let me know in the comments. I'm going to show you some of my 4th of July decorations. This is the bulk of it, and it's really not much. And then if you want to know where I got anything, just put it in the comments below and I'll get back with you, because I've got this from here and there. So but we'll start right here. I got this sweet little wooden American flag. It's actually to hang up, but I'm going to use it in another way. And then I've got the stars garland. And then this, and I try to repurpose things like this right here. I've got, it's a vase and it's got little fairy lights down in it. I bought these off of one of my friends. She sells like some QVC things sometimes. But it's got stars on it and it's so pretty at night. There's actually 3 of them. This is the small and medium one. There's a larger one that goes with it. And I thought maybe I would just try these 2. And then I got some jute cord here. I'm going to use that actually as a napkin ring around these. I got 4 here, just like the plaid. And then I'm gonna do something else with this. Got some paper plates, got some little flags. I got this little beaded decor. I got some of this little stuff here. Me and Callan love to play tic-tac-toe, so I've got one of these little boards here. I set that out. It's functional and decor as well. So, and then I've got some little mini cupcake picks. I've got 3 different kinds of ribbon. I'm also going to use this ribbon you'll see like on my front door to put, I make bows, and I'm going to make them out of these 3. I got these 2, I think it's Sam's, and then I got this one at Michael's. And then here, I've got a little plant down inside a wooden lantern. And I thought the blue would be just a pretty pop of color. And I made this little bow to put on it. So I'm gonna use that. And then I've got some florals. I have this pretty blue with white stars picture on here that I'm gonna use. I've got this little glass jar I've got an idea for. And then here, I got a little wooden firework decor. This is not really 4th of July, but I'm gonna spruce it up with 4th of July. And then here's a bow that I actually made already out of the ribbon that I was talking about over here. And then I've got a wooden tray that I'm gonna use. And then I always keep a pillow here in this dining room chair. And this is a pillow that I've already got. It's actually a Rae Dunn. It says Our Nest. I thought it would be really pretty to use for the 4th of July because it's got this pretty navy and white stripes. And so I'm going to use that here in the chair. This is not 4th of July, but I love the Better Homes and Garden magazines. And this one is just so pretty and vibrant. I love the color. So I'm going to put it out. Although it's not 4th of July. So, but I'm going to put it out. Do you all like Better Homes and Gardens magazines? Because I love them. It's got recipes and got like decor ideas. And so I love them. Now, this is, I may have another piece or 2. I'm not sure that's not on the table here that I actually use. So we'll see. Like I said, it's not a lot, and I primarily just decorate like the dining room here, and then I'll have a little bit on the front porch, but not much. So, and then a lot of times I will take like this ribbon and just make bows and just put like simple bows on things to spruce it up for a holiday. So let me know if you decorate for the 4th of July and where you decorate. I'm going to start right here by removing the old pillow and just put the new one down. That's that Rae Dunn pillow. And then I'm going to put some placemats down. I didn't mention these when I was talking about my other decor. I found these in the buffet station back there. I had them stored. These I've had for a long time, and I'm pretty sure those came from Hobby Lobby. The placemats and then the charger plates. But I'm just going to show you how I decorate each plate here. I think I kind of like to think of myself as a minimalist. I really like to keep things kind of simple. I don't like a lot of cluttered things, so I really do try to keep things just kind of minimal, really. And that's what you're going to see when I decorate today. What I did here was I just took like a sprig of rosemary and stuck it down inside of that, and then just put some of those little cupcake toppers, just slid that one right in there, and I just think that looks so pretty. I really hadn't planned on doing a voiceover here, but there was so much going on in my house the day that I recorded this that I just didn't have any choice but to do a voiceover. And you're going to see here, I only set out like 4 placemats. I usually like to take the ends of the tables, like the end chairs, and put something else there. You're going to see that in the video here in just a few moments. But here I'm just taking those napkins that I purchased, that's Pioneer Woman brand. I found these at Walmart, and I bought them actually online. And then, but there was 4 different colors. I kind of wish they was all just blue, blue and red. But you're going to see there's like a tan color, and then like a light green color there. But I just take that jute cord and tie that around each one of those, and it's just something simple but yet kind of rustic, and just elevates it a little bit. And then here I went ahead and put my plant back on the table, and I'm going to decorate that. Here I'm going to take those wooden beads, and I'm just going to put them here in the side of the pot, just to kind of give it a little bit more texture and a little bit more color. I think it looks pretty good there. And then I'm going to take one of those flags, and I'm just going to stick one of those flags kind of in the top of it there, just hanging out off of the side. Remember how I told you I like to decorate the ends of the table with a little something different? So there's my Better Homes and Gardens magazine sitting on the end of the table there. And then here's an overlook of how the table looks when it's completed. I didn't go ahead and put the rosemary in all of the napkin holders there, just because I didn't want it to ruin. Anytime I'm decorating a space, I usually play around with a lot of the decor and move things around a lot, and you're going to see me do that some here. I'm taking that garland, and honestly I just put scotch tape on the ends of it and taped it to the inside of those drawers just to make it stay there. And then I'm going to take a hand towel here, and I'm going to fold it up just a little bit, and I'm going to place it inside the drawer, and then just push the drawer shut on it so that it stays, and it just drapes over there. And if you see something that you have questions about, like you wonder where I got it, just drop that in the comments below. Here I'm going to put the tray in the middle, and there's those florals I showed you. I put them in that vase. Just going to rearrange them here just a little bit. And then I'm going to take that sweet wooden American flag sign and just prop it up there against the wall and the vase. And then I'm going to bring in just a little pop of green. I had to take scissors and cut the ribbon above it off just a little bit. It was hanging down just a little bit too low. That pretty little wooden lantern that I put the blue flowers in, I'm just going to place it on the end here with that pretty little red and white checkered ribbon. And then there's the vases that I got. I actually, like I said, I repurposed those. I actually bought them for Christmas, but they got the stars on them. And I'm going to show you a picture here in just a second. I'm going to show you what they look like at night when you've got the fairy lights turned on. They're really, really pretty. I felt like the tray needed a little something extra, so I'm just taking that foil star garland and I'm just going to lay some of that, like just lay it out there in the tray in front of that wooden American flag sign, just to give it a little something extra. And then here is the finished look of the buffet. Like I said, I don't like a lot of clutter, so I like to try to keep things minimal. But I think that it turned out pretty nice. I may add a thing or two here or there as we go, like before the 4th of July. We'll see if I can find anything else to add to it. And then here are those fairy lights. When you turn them on, you can see like the sparkle, the shine with the stars. I think it's just perfect for the 4th of July. So now I'm moving on to the outside. Like I said, I don't have a lot for the outside, but just a little. I'm going to start by removing the old ribbon. And then I made some bows for these wreaths. Here's what they look like. And I'm just going to put them, I'm going to hang them in the wreath. And I just use some of that jute cord to tie them around the wreath just to hold them on there. I'm just going to fluff the ribbon out here. And here's a little tip for you. Anytime you're making a bow, if you use wired ribbon, it's so much easier to work with. I use 3 kinds here. And then here I've got some cute little flags that I just stick down kind of in behind that ribbon. Okay, you all remember me talking about these fake ferns, right? Still looking good. The sun hasn't faded them. So I've got 2 of these flags here. I was just going to stick on each corner of the ferns here. Like that. Maybe stand it up a little. There we go. Like that. We've come to the end of the video, and I hope you've enjoyed my first clean and decorate with me. Please consider subscribing. It doesn't cost anything. But the biggest way that you can help to support my channel is just to share my videos with your friends. Thank you for watching. God bless.